Yo, what's going down, brothers? Brother Stefanius here. Welcome back to Command Center Wargaming. Just a very quick video. Just expand on some stuff we were talking about yesterday. We're talking about releases of 2020, and I've actually had some really cool replies from Paul Austin, who actually mentioned some stuff that I probably didn't mention in the video. So we're going to take a look at that. Also, as well, we've got some rumors about some Dark Angels releases coming up around about Christmas time, or preview Christmas time, and that's coming from Daka, which is a awesome forum. Lion's Pride is on it now. I always go on Daka. I just don't have a profile, but I think I will have to make one because it is awesome. I've been sourcing stuff from Daka for ages. The thing is, this is a rumor, just so that you know. Okay, like with the Dark Angel stuff we're about to get into in the video, it is a rumor. But I kind of feeling at the moment, a lot of rumors, unless they come from specific channels, who I won't name, a lot of the rumors I read online on forums and that stuff, they usually are tending to be quite accurate these days. There's always discrepancies here and there, but I've been finding for the most part, a lot of this stuff is coming to fruition. So it's kind of like Star Wars in a way, like, with the Rise of Skywalker, where it's like you had all these leaks and they all turned out to be true. But anyway, now I actually think that there's some substance to these rumors, but take it to a grain of salt. And the reason is because of the rumors I've been hearing about Lion Primark. And I think if this is true, with the rumors on Daka, I think it is very possible that they might be sort of paving the way out, sort of for the Lion, building stuff up, for a Dark Angels release, which is fantastic. Now, I've been going through and doing my Tactical Marine grinds for my Alpha Legion. Now, you probably can't see that at all. It's probably going to come out completely incorrect color, but just to share with you guys how I go through my batch painting processes. What I do is I go through, I work out my base coat. Oh, I just missed the greaves there. Awesome. It's cool that I saw that. I go through, I do the base coat, get all that all down, and then I go through it. I go through to this, like the silvers or the trims or whatever it is, the gold. Then I'll just do the black on all the weapons, and then I'll give it a pin wash. In this case, usually it's null oil gloss, but in this case I'll be going through with a black oil pin wash. And then just go through it like that, and that's kind of like the procedure that I work with batch painting. I'll go through and do like a whole bunch of Marines up at a time, and I'll go through and I'll do like massive batches at a time as well. So basically, like a lot of people complain about to me on about getting the consistency, and like I just go through, I mix big batches up at once, and that way I don't need to worry about consistency, because I just have it all in here and ready to go, fit it down 50-50. But anyway, so yeah, with that said, the tutorial for the Ultramarine, I will be doing that. I just wanted to get some painting done, guys, because, these tacticals got to get done. Otherwise, it's just not going to get done. They'll be sitting there for ages, and it's, as you know, with tacticals, guys, when you got to paint like a whole batch of them, it really can get really grindy. So I just got to knuckle that in. Yeah, fantastic. So let's take a quick look down over at Paul Austin's comment. So Paul Austin said to me, he said other nice things, but Paul Austin said to me, Steve, he reckons Fulgrim should be out next year through Psychic Awakening. And 100%, I think that is a massive possibility. There's been rumours around the fact that the model for him has been done like 2 years ago, and it would make sense with all the Slanesh stuff that's been coming out. It would make sense. Emperor's Children have gotten like a pretty massive buff in the Chaos Space Marines Codex. A lot of people even say on the new Chaos Space Marines Codex Mark II that they're actually the most powerful in there. I still think Alpha Legion have got it going on, but there's a combo that you can do with them with the Noise Marines. I might talk about in another video, which is just freaking off the chart. It's actually been around for a while, to be honest, but it's gotten more powerful though now because of the stratagems in there. But no, I could definitely see a Psychic Awakening going on. And the other thing Paul Austin was saying too, which I completely agree with, which I should have mentioned in the last video, I didn't. Sisters of Battle, there's obviously going to be heaps of that going on. And also, AdMech flies, and he's saying heavy infantry. hopefully new codex. I totally agree with that. I think it's very, very possible, but I really, really think that Fulgrim is a massive possibility. And the reason is because I reckon 9th edition is coming out next year. Usually they do it about March-ish kind of thing. And I think with a new edition, if they're going to have a new edition, I believe they will release a Primarch. It could very well be Fulgrim. It could be the Lion. What I reckon might be awesome, the way I would do it, I'm not saying this is what Games Workshop are doing, but if I was to do it, it would be logical for me, from my perspective, to have Lion coming out with a 9th edition release, and then in a box, so with a box set or alongside a box set or just after a box set of Dark Angels and maybe Emperor's Children, right? I think that sort of green and that pink would like contrast really, really well as well. And I reckon that like maybe a couple of months later, kind of like how Games Workshop did the Mortarion release, so he come out a little bit later. I reckon maybe Fulgrim could come out after that. I think that's a pretty massive possibility. But anyway, so taking a look at the rumors, and once again, I just want to clarify these are rumors. I just find it like I think they're pretty solid rumors, but just take it with a grain of salt. And the only reason I think they're super solid is because number one, it makes sense. Number two, it sort of fits in with other stuff I've heard about the Lion Primarch, and I think it makes sense for Games Workshop to go down that direction. But basically, what I've got the article here if you want to head over to it, but I've got my notes here on the other computer, so I might just go off them. But as the whole conversation goes down here, and generally what's being spoken about is that there's a new Psychic Awakening that is apparently going to get previewed over Christmas time, or around Christmas time, which is like really soon. It's within a few days from now. And the Psychic Awakening is basically called the Ritual of the Damned. Now, apparently, in the Ritual of the Damned, there's meant to be a new Primaris character coming out. Now, it's apparently not meant to be Azrael, which is a bit of a shame. But apparently, it's basically he's a new Primaris character. He's meant to be a character hunter, and he's meant to be one of the guys that comes over from the apparently, yeah, so I quote from the article, the new character is going to be a Dark Angel, most likely Lazorus, Company Master of the 5th, the first Inner Circle member to cross the Rubicon Primaris, and apparently they spoke about him in a White Dwarf as well. So, like, I must have missed that one, but apparently it was sort of led up to in there, which is pretty fantastic. And I think, it kind of makes sense for basically the Dark Angels to get, like, a character hunter sort of character, in for the HQs. And I really want Dark Angels to get, some new models. I really, really do. Apparently there's also going to be some new Ravenwing, Deathwing stuff, going down in the Psychic Awakening book as well. But just remember, this is, sort of like rumors for now. But anyway, yeah, so apparently that's coming and that's on its way. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I thought it was a pretty substantial update to the video yesterday. Because I did say, oh, look, I don't think there's going to be, any more big releases coming out from the year. But it looks like that we might still be getting a couple, or they might be really, sort of just teasers for like early January. But that's fine with me too. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below, everybody, what you think. Do you think it's a pretty solid prediction to make around about a new sort of Lazorus character, Primaris, crossing the Rubicon Primaris, being a character hunter, having synergizing stratagems, tacticals, and things like that? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. It'd be good to hear your thoughts. And I'll catch you in the next video, everybody. Keep rolling.